everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and the craft/dining room. Today I've got a new installment of new stamps. Now what? But today there's a twist. I'm calling it new stamps, no dies. Now what? You see, it's very subtle. But today I want to share a project and I want to create as we go, because I think sometimes you get those stamps and maybe you don't have the coordinating dies. Maybe one, you didn't want to buy them. Number two, you didn't have the money to buy them. Number three, they sold out before you had a chance. So if you've got really cute stamps and you want to find a way to layer things together, it's all about masking. Now, I am not the world's greatest masker, but I know enough to be dangerous. And today I'm going to make a really sweet little card. I'm going to make a slimline card. And I'm going to be using some brand new stamps from Mama Elephant that are part of the Simon Says Stamp STAMPtember exclusive. So, shall we take a look at the stamps? Hey, here's me in the circle. Wanted to point out something too, which I meant to say, but I'm not super made up today. Okay, I have a little foundation on and a little lip stuff, and I did my eyebrows. You know, I'm okay. I'm okay with not being dolled up because this is how I look. Hopefully you're good with it. Are you good with it? Are we good? Okay, I'm gonna talk about the stamps. So here we have the Winter Fox set. Classic Mama Elephant, so adorable. Cute little fox with the marshmallow, with the snowman, with the little baby fox on top, little trees, little birds, logs, you get it. And then super sweet sentiments for the holidays. So this is what I'm going to use today, but I don't have the coordinating dies. Now, I did start playing around with some ideas before I started filming because I really do want to share how I decided to put this all together, and I will tell you what the key is. Masking paper. We're going to use masking today to stamp and do some cutting and get this into a format where I can layer things together, and then I'm going to do some very simple Copic coloring. Also, speaking of Copic coloring, I will put a little card up in the upper corner if you want to download a free printable chart from me that will help you practice your simple Copic coloring. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my paper, and we're going to get started with some stamping. So I've trimmed down a piece of Neenah Solar White Classic Crest in the 110 pound to be 3 inches by 8. Because I am going to do a slimline card today. So I'm going to set this aside for now because the first thing we have to do, we got to create some masks. Now, for some of you, cutting with little tiny scissors might be kind of hard. It is hard for me, but the thing is that if it's not perfect, you can always fix it with a pen, and so that's the goal today. Now, I am going to just start stamping. I'm just going to use one of my little comfort blocks here. All I'm going to do is ink it up. Doesn't have to be perfect because this is for the mask, but I am going to try. Oh my goodness. Let's try that again. I'm going to try to save the day, and I'm going to just stamp that down. That's for mask number 1. I'm going to clean off my stamp here. And let's make some more masks. I'm going to mask, well, now I have it on the wrong thing here. I am going to also stamp trees. Okay. Let's get you out of the way. And again, I'll get it, you know, well, now I just, okay, bear with me. I didn't want it to be on the split line. So I'm going to go like that. There's another one. And again, does not have to be perfect. And I think if ever there was an example of do as I say, not as I do, we're good. Now I think I'm going to stamp the smaller one as well, just in case I decide that I want to do that tree too. So I'll just put him right there. I'm trying not to waste my masking paper because I really love this Gina K Designs Masking Magic. I think it's a wonderful masking paper. Like, it stays to your paper tightly the way you want it. Doesn't lift up, but yet it doesn't leave any residue behind. Okay, let's move the sentiments out of the way. We're going to cut our masks. And first things that I like to do, and honestly, I think I'm going to have to change my glasses because, well, these are my computer distance glasses, and I can't see what I'm doing. I am saving all this paper, so I'm trying to cut as close as possible. And honestly, there's no reason to get rid of that because I can totally work that into something in the future. So here's what I'm gonna do. Pop it right back in my pocket. And I just take the Masking Magic out of its original package and I just keep it in a pocket just like I would store my stamps and dies. All right, let's change the glasses. Thank you. Okay, now I can't see the screen, but that's okay because what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some cutting, okay? Now, I'm going to show you one. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting this out. And again, I am not the world's best fussy cutter, but for making masks, I mean, especially something like this, right? This, if you can't cut out straight lines with trees, you might want to, well, I don't know, you might want to practice, but I can do this. I might not be able to talk while I'm doing this. Like that, there's one. Let's do, oh, this one is going to be a little more involved. Okay, because this one has the cascading up and down. Again, fussy cutting. This is not something that I knew about, which is so funny. I've been crafting since 2003, right? That's when I picked up my first scrapbook. And I didn't even know, I didn't even know fussy cutting was a thing until I started making stamps. Now I cut that a little close, so I gotta slow down. I want to be able to see, I want to try to split that line if possible. And again, turning the paper as opposed to the scissors. Oh, I'm not that good at this, but that's okay. And I shouldn't say that. I should say I am trying my best and learning with every cut that I make. Do you know what I'm saying? Trees, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this little guy out next, and then when I fade back in, we will continue with stamping. So now comes the hardest part, in my opinion, of masking, and that is figuring out the order of your stamps, because I do have an idea for this card. And let's see here. I'm gonna magnetize you down. You see my slimline, right? So I've got, he's gonna be right here off into this third. I know I'm gonna stamp this first and mask this, but I have trees, right? I want to layer some trees, and then I want to have some of the trees appear like they're in front and some in back. And that is where my brain starts to get fried. And I also want to have some little trees as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp first this little friend. And I'm using my my new Misty. I just want to make sure that looks pretty straight. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. And I think I'm only going to stamp this once. I'll slide this up here for inking. Let's see here. Can you see that? Sure. All right. We're just going to ink this up, and I am going to be stamping today with Memento Tuxedo Black, Copic friendly ink, of course. And now let's just bring this down and let's stamp. And you know me, I like to press with my Swiffer. Just allows me to go nice and smooth, and let's see what that impression looks like. That looks great, okay? So we'll go ahead and clean off this stamp for now, because I think I'm done with Mr. Fox. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. Did I smear a little ink on him? I think I did, but that's okay. I think maybe I'll be able to erase that or not, and that's going to be fine. All right. Now, let's get the first mask placed. And here's the thing. I didn't have to trim it completely perfectly. I left a little on the bottom. See that there? Because I knew there's parts of this little guy, because I have kind of planned out this card, but I'm going to stand up now because I can't do this sitting down. But I'm going to line him up right there on his ear and right there like that. Okay, he is in place. I want one tree to kind of seem like it's tucked behind, but then I want another tree to be in front, and then I want another tree to be behind it. So let's see. Let me use a mask to kind of position this, because I'm really not quite sure. I want that to be tall behind his ear. Is that what I want? I'm looking off camera because I have a sketch. Well, it's not really a sketch. We call this, I don't know what we call it. We're going to overlap here like that. So I think what I'm going to do actually is, if that looks straight, I'm gonna pick it up. Pick it up. I'm gonna take my mask off. So now reposition the paper. Yep, that's gonna go there. All right, so I'm gonna bring this back up here. Ink up. And let's stamp you down like that. Okay. Tree looks great. Now we're ready to place this little mask. And again, got to stand up. So you're going to be looking at my chest for a second, and that's okay. We're going to go like this, and we're going to get you. Well, actually, you know what side is more critical to me? It's that. See how that's going to pop right in there like that? Oh, get over there just a little bit. All right. Now, the magic is getting ready to ensue because I want to make sure actually that this stamp is really clean. I'm going to wipe. Here, I'll show you. I'm just wiping off camera, now on camera, because what I want to do is I want to have this be here. Okay, it's going to be a little taller behind. And then I want to get one more tree. Which one do I want? Which one do I want? I think I want to have like that. Let's center it and let's stamp this down, okay? And I'm going to press it a little harder because of the mask area, you know, just make sure that shows up. Open. And now we have more trees. Cause I might have pressed a little too hard with that, but that's okay. Okay, get off my finger. Let's just get him there. Stamp that down. All right, so I'm placing down that little mask, and I'm going to place, I'm trying to get this kind of lined up with that. So I sort of have like a little, I don't know, grounding area. Let's move that a little bit like that. Maybe that's perfect, okay? Picking you up, repositioning. Oh, there was a little ink on that. Let's stamp you down and see. Get a nice little press there, like that. Lifting up the masks. Lifting. Okay, let's see. Oh, come on now. Come on. Oh, yes. See, now see, there's a line missing, but that's okay because I'm going to fix it. Oh, and there it is. Do you see the masking effect? You see that? Oh, this little guy here. I'll learn this from Christina Warner. All I need to do for this tree is just, you know, just follow the line like that. And actually, I could even go in here and just have a continuation. So that looks pretty good, right? It's all gathered together, and now I can start coloring. So that's the next step. So I will have, of course, everything I'm using, right, listed. That is all going to happen because I don't really have a true rhyme or reason. I want to say that I do, but the reality is I don't. And I do have an idea about this because I want browns and greens, but I want to keep this really, really simple. And I also need a piece of scratch paper. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to use, let's see, what is this? E35. Oh my hands look a little close up. That's a little brutal. Do I have the nib marker? I do. This is something that I've been doing over time, which is replacing my chisel nibs with these fine tip nibs. They are very hard to find. I'm not quite sure why, but the reason I like them is it makes it easier. Oh, I have the wrong glasses on. Yeah, there we go. Makes it easier for me to color. And so, shall we color? Okay. One thing also I want to tell you is I'm going to keep this very simple. I'm not a master colorer. I think we all can agree on that. And so, this is going to be very, very simple. In fact, maybe I want to bring it in a little like that, just so it looks like he has a little widow's peak or something. I thought that would be cute because that's about the extent of my creativity with embellishing color. I'm going to put a little here too, a little up his ears, but I'm going to leave his tips white. I think they should be white. And now I'm going to bring in a much lighter color. Is this the one I wanted? Yeah, I think. Okay, E-O-O-O. And I'm just going to go up here a little like that. Just kind of have that go right to the whites, and then I'm going to also do his face in that color. So again, I'm not creating some sort of really funky blend. I'm just keeping it, I'm keeping it real. Okay, I guess I'll go under here too. I'm gonna add that in his little tuft in his front. Super simple. Here's the thing. I think when you have really cute and simple images, you know, they don't have to be super fancy, right? You don't have to get all blendy when you have these little tiny images. I mean, my goodness, there's no way I could do blending on these snowmen as you're going to see. But you know, one color's fine. One color's fine. Look at that. That's totally fine. And now I'm going to make his sleeve brown also, like that. And I think I'm going to make his hands also the EOO color. So super basic. And then his nose. Oh, I wanted to do like a cute little nose. I like to do the color, what is this? R01, is that the color? Or do I have it in the little guy too? No, I don't. I love R01 for noses. Look at that, isn't that cute? And I thought maybe he would look cute with some little cheek color, even though this is beard. I don't know. I see people do it, so that's what I'm gonna do. Little dot there, little dot there. So those are rosy cheeks over a beard. Don't even know if that's kosher, but that's what we're gonna do. Okay, now his little feet, I think this is E37, and I'm just gonna color his little hoofs in darker. That's it. That's it. And there's only one hoof, so there we go. Success on the hoofs. Oh, feel fantastic right now, you have no idea. Let's lay down this green first. Now this guy doesn't even get to have a brown trunk, so I'm just gonna come in here with this nice dark color. The other thing that I always have handy, oh, let's put that there so you can see it, is a colorless blender. Why do I have that? Because I go outside of the lines quite frequently. If you have a colorless blender, it works like you're erasing. Okay, there we go. Does my little fox look a little too much like Eddie Munster with the widow's peak? I think it's kind of cute. Okay, so let's get the brown back that I was using, and let's do our tree stalks, our tree trunks. Just gonna do very slow, straight up, and like that. This I have to go very slow because I know I could go into the green. I don't really want to. I just want this to be like that. This is my ASMR voice, which I don't really have. Have you ever noticed how sometimes you think if you whisper it's gonna go better, but that looks pretty good. Oh my goodness. Okay, now snowmen. I have a color here that I have chosen. This is T7, and I'll tell you the only reason I chose it is it has a chisel tip. That's it, because I knew I want to do their little hat. So again, I'm turning, right? Oh, shadows are coming from sunlight. I am turning so that I can have. Actually, that sun stream is going to bug the crap out of me. Let me go block that off and I'll be right back. This is why I chose the tip, because I want to have their hats be dark. And honestly, this doesn't have to be perfect, right? I'm not die cutting these little guys. So just, you know, that's it. Just little black hats. It's so tiny, you know, I'm sure there are Copic people out there who could, you know, color those hats and kind of knock it out of the park. I'm not one of those people, but look at that. That turned out really good. Okay, R24 and R22, good reds, because all we're gonna do is add a little color to the scarves. Little. And that is where I will attempt a tiny blend. Tiny blend. Nothing crazy. Oh, I guess the scarf, well, his was there. Okay, then I'm just gonna take the lighter of the two, the R22, and just fill in like that. Honestly, it's so small, I don't even know if it makes a difference, but I feel like I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and I'm making an effort. And sometimes that's really all you can ask of a crafter, right? Am I right? Okay, so how cute is that? Just little tiny red scarves. And here's the other thing too, with something like this, like I have a really limited color palette, right? I'm not doing more than is required. And that's where I think it's okay to keep it very simple. Okay, the next part for me is snow. Now, I went online and I Googled this. I actually Googled what Copic markers work for snow. Where's the NO? Do I have the NO? Well, I had it. Now I can't find it. Yes, okay. Oh, and here's my Colorless Blender. So these 3 colors are what I'm going to do to make snow. Bear with me. I think it'll make sense in a minute. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and do I have the, no. I'm going to take just a tiny bit of the N1 and just, you know, add a little texture to the base of my snowman and the base of the snowballs. Just a little, right? Just a little. That gives my snowman a little bit of dimension. Nothing crazy. Just a little, like that. That's it. That's all we're doing. And it's so funny because look at how you can hardly see that, right? It's, well, no, you can see it there. That's pretty good. And I don't know what happened here, so forgive me. There's another little piece, and I don't know what I did. I don't know if I spit on it. I don't know if but it seems to want to be there. It doesn't seem to want to go away. That actually might be in the paper itself. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. And we're going to be okay, Kath. Okay. So let's do my snow base bank. Okay. Bear with me now. Because what I want to do is I want to create freehand. Oh, good Lord. I want to create sort of freehand. And maybe what I need to do also is bring in a little ruler just so I don't get too carried away, because I want the base to be somewhat straight. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go like that. I'm going to bring that here too, like that. Kind of go in here like that. And then kind of come out like that. And then start flicking. Okay, so now I have created, oh, Christina Warner would be so proud of me right now. I have created what is going to be the base for my snow. And, you know, this is really, 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 really basic, right? It's not too fancy. Color in here like that. Okay, get that there. Get that there. And again, coming in here, making that gray. Gonna come in here like that. Okay. So much whispering, but I just don't want to mess it all up. Okay, so that is just a little grounding, right? You can see that. Trees. And is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. I am not a perfect colorer, but it is giving me a little bit of a sense that this is a scene, and this scene actually has, right? I'm just going to flick. Oh, I think that's actually really cute. So which color was this? Oh, that is still the 0. Okay, this is the one that I got to keep building it out. So then I'm just going to keep building it down here a little, right? Just to have this grounding center scene like that. And, you know, I guess I could go a little bit more over the top here when there's a tree and make it a little darker back there. Like that. And then come in here a little darker. Like that. And that's it. Just a basic way to create some grounding for these guys. And I don't really know when to stop, right? But how's that? Isn't that sweet? Okay. So now you can see it just has a subtle grounding. We are implying that that is snow, and I love that. So the next part that I have to do, what part do I have to do? Next, I'm going to get my Jelly Roll pen, Where are you, jelly roll? Okay. Got this jelly roll because I thought what would be cute, because now I've done the crux of my coloring, right? And I'm just going to get this started. And then I thought it would be cute just to do, because they are green, right? Let's add some snow, okay? And all I'm going to do is just, you know, just dot a few snowflakes on all over my tree for a little visual interest, right? Super simple. My goodness, that is so cute. Look at that. I did that. You know, I mean, I think that's adorable. Now, I'm going to just let this dry completely before I move on to the sentiment, because for the sentiment, I'm going to be stamping and I'm going to be embossing. So we're going to let this dry completely and then we'll get set up for stamping. So now it's time to stamp my greeting, and I am going to use "Wishing you all the magic and wonder of the season." I think it's adorable. Okay, so take that off. Get this out of the way for a second. And I think it would be cute if part of the sentiment lines up with the base of the lowest tree. Does that make sense? Because I want there to be a relationship. One of the things I didn't talk about on this design is the design choices, and I'm going to show you at the end 2 versions that I worked on before I started filming. So this isn't, I didn't go into this blind, but there are reasons I'm making choices that I'm making. And I actually think that looks pretty good. Is that straight? I'm going to stand up because I can't see. No, that's not. I'm going to pick this up like that. All right, now I'm going to be using some embossing powder from Simon Says Stamp. This is antique gold. It's really warm and I really love the color. And where's my embossing magic? Definitely want to emboss magic this, because this is just going to be so simple. I don't want powder sticking where powder shouldn't be. The nice thing about Copic markers is they dry. Well, I think they're like drying instantly. Oh look, there's my phone. Okay, embossing ink, clear. Simon Says Stamp. This pad I've been going to a lot lately. All my other pads are kind of dry, but Simon, you have stayed with me. Nice. And I won't use the word. I'll just say there's a lot of ink in the pad. I think we know what I'm trying to avoid saying. Okay, so there's that. We're going to come down and stamp. One even bit of pressure, nothing too crazy, and lift. Oh my gosh, I hope I didn't mess it up. Sprinkle. We're going to be fine. I think we're going to be just fine. Okay. Tap. I'm going to do one more. Oh, that looks great. That looks great. Oh, okay. Tap. Set that aside. Going to do the old magical filter it back in. I always spill, so don't mind me. I'm always spilling. All right. We're getting our heat tool nice and hot, and now I'm going to melt it as quickly as I can. Go on the back. It's a little warpy. It's a little warpy, but that's okay because I'm gonna flatten it out. But look at how cute that is. I just think it's so cute. I am going to take a book that I have in my office, well, my craft/dining room, and I'm gonna put it inside here, put it under something heavy, and I'm going to let that sit just for a few minutes to flatten it out, and I'm going to make the card base while that's happening. So I'm gonna go pop this under something heavy. I don't want to run it through my die cut machine. I suppose I could, but my plates aren't super clean, so that's what we'll do, and I'll be right back to make the card base. Okay. Now, I have my piece of cardstock. This is just craft cardstock from Gina K Designs. And this is trimmed to be 8.5 by 7. And that is just the basic size for getting an 8 or a slimline card out of a sheet of letter-sized cardstock. So here's what you're going to do. Take your scoring tool, right? And I'm going to go right at 3.5, press this right into the side. And I'm just going to go as far as I can go. I'm not even the full way because I don't want to bend my cardstock, so I'm just going to go down as far as I can, flip it like that, and go back to 3.5, And now I have scored my slimline card, right? It's ready to be folded down. Oh, that looks great. Okay. And then I'll give it a nice press here with that guy like that. And here's the thing. See how it starts to pop open like that? I always tape things closed. Do I have any purple tape anywhere nearby? Actually, I do. Let me grab some. Just take a little piece here. Close it up, because when it comes time to popping my panel on, I want my card base to stay nice and flat. So that's the card base, and now I'll go grab the panel. So a couple things. Number one, let's pull this out and see how it looks after just a little bit of time. You know, that's a little flatter, but it's okay because here's what we got. Now I have the ginormous roll. Look, I can fill the whole circle with it. Look, hello. There, perfectly centered. I love this stuff. Is it worth it? You know what? It is for me. So I do love to pop things up. And let's see, this is the very end of my roll. Is it gonna fit on there? Oh, it will. Okay. Gonna get the last little bit on there. I like to line it up and then just snip. And I will save that piece too. Trust me, friends. I don't skip any of it, right? Keep it all. Let's pop that up here. And the other thing about the foam tape too, it's going to help your panel stay flatter, but I got to pop this thing open. How do I even, oh, I'm going to lift you up at the end like that. And then I'm going to just pop this in the center. Why not? And you know what? Why not? It's going to help things to stay flat. So Big Mama, you're out. Feels really mush. There we go. Okay. Like that. A little bit down here that looks a little sticky and weird. Come on. There we go. All right. So card base is there. I have to stand up to do this as well because there's no way I can do this sitting down. So again, you're going to be looking at my stomach here on the camera for a few. We're just lining that up so that the margins are all the same. And we're going to press. Now here's the thing, if you can't stand up, if you're not able, you can always just push it out in front of you. And that is my finished card. I think it's so cute. So it just has a little shine, right? I could put some bling on it, but honestly, after all this time, no way. I'm done. I'm done. And I think that is so sweet. And it's, you know, just this whole having everything be in the center. I've got my nice warm, earthy, grounding craft cardstock in the background. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and hopefully it inspires you, whether it's a stamp set like this stamp set or any stamp set that you have, right? Where you have all these cute images, but you don't have dies. Well, get into masking because I think it's actually really cool. I want to show you though where it started because this is a little different for me. This was the first version that I did. I don't know why I decided to put them on a beach. So there's that. But I knew that I was on to something, right? And then I want to show you the next version that I did because this is where I got closer. But then I realized, I'm like, I need to fill the space more. And even though I liked the idea of 3 trees, I realized by adding in and having a number, having 5 trees, that was just better. But I'm keeping this because that's going to make an awesome card. And I wanted to show you, I'm going to do this one on a gray card base. Won't that be cute? So I just wanted you to see that because I didn't just go into this not knowing what I was going to do. And so there you go. That is my finished card project. Again, any information that you need is going to be linked below the video for the links, but this is a STAMPtember exclusive. And what do we know about STAMPtember exclusives? Well, when this stamp set is gone, it's gone. But anyway, I hope this inspires you to take some of those steps that you, let's try, I can't see what I'm doing. Anyway, I hope this inspires you for the next time that you might not have the dies to go ahead and try some masking. Have some fun, mask it up, play, make mistakes, and then happen on something that you think is pretty darn cute. Again, all links are going to be below the video, and I appreciate you watching today. Thanks so much. See you next time. That's not even your sign off. When did you just invented that? Okay, I think we're good. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.